What's up, guys? It's Key. All right.
All right. What's up, P-Pod? It's your boy, Shaun P., the leader and general of the illest team known to man on the Purefoys, a.k.a. your family's favorite family. And today, we got reaction to the first season of The Bachelor.
The Bachelor.
The Bachelor. We know it's The Bachelor, but we gonna call it The Bachelor. Give us one second so that we can I just gotta get my computer to where I need it to be really quickly. And right off the bat, what's going on?
Hey, Jay.
What's going on? Jay from the Bay's in the building. What's up? Shout outs to everybody who's joining us today.
We came to talk all about Matt.
We came to talk about the whole season.
The whole season.
The whole season. Share it with your friends, especially if they're part of Bachelor Nation. Especially if they saw this season. We don't have cable, so we get it, like, I guess secondhand.
Yeah, the day
after. So we might be a little late, but so what?
Yeah.
But we just finished the season yesterday, and because we watch it on Hulu. And I have like a splitting headache concerning what I saw on the last episode of The Bachelor.
Yeah.
But we're gonna take it from the top and just give our thoughts on the whole season, and then we're gonna get to like the culminating episode and where things left off, and yeah. So my question is, what did you think initially, the first season, going into The Bachelor? What did you think of what did you think of this season, of Matt James's season?
I thought that the season was really different. Yes, due to COVID, they were only in one location. They had to stay there, but the season was just different. Like, Chris Harrison was bringing in extra girls and stuff like that. Like, that's different.
Yeah,
he's never done that before. So why are you doing that for the black man?
I don't know why they was doing that for the black man, but they was trying to throw my man for a loop, trying to make my man stumble and fall
a bunch of times. This wasn't just one time. Every now and then, in a different Bachelor, somebody would come in. Remember when that girl came in, like, by herself in the van? I forgot who she was. She was in another Bachelor. She's in a part of Bachelor Nation, but she came in. Like, that happens. That happens on previous seasons. But this. Y'all, I've been watching this since 2002. So, but this doesn't happen. He had like 10 extra girls come in there.
Yeah, that was crazy. Being someone who is not necessarily a fan of the Bachelor franchise, I think it's kind of weird a little bit. I have seen episodes only because Key watches it, and she's like, a diehard fan. Yeah, but I was never really a fan of The Bachelor.
He'd be like, "Where the black people?"
Yeah, that was always like my main concern. This show has been going on for 20 years and ain't been a black male lead yet. Like, there was a black woman lead.
Yep.
Before there was a black male.
Rachel Lindsay was the first black bachelorette.
Yeah, so like I was kind of thrown by that because I'm into watching things that represent us.
Yeah.
And I know that this is the white man's world. America, we are the minorities, but at the same time, there's got to be at a
20 years.
Were they trying to, be on pace with like the presidency and wait for it to be 40 some odd white bachelors before they had a black one,
Yeah, this is something they could have initiated, like, we got a black president, Obama's here, so let's
at least get a black bachelor when Obama is in the building. They could have did that.
Now, I think that's around the time where maybe there were more than 2 black contestants on the show. So they weren't like the lead, the Bachelorette or the Bachelor, but they were sprinkled in the mix
as
of
contestants.
I
guess. But I was really excited for this year because like history was being made, and this was going to be groundbreaking. I was hoping that he was going to really represent black men very well. And from the jump, I was really like he did that. He checked all the boxes. He was the tall, dark, and handsome guy, and he was well spoken. Seemed very, very respectful. He was physically fit.
He's a Christian,
man of faith, and he seemed to have a lot going for him, especially like with his extracurricular activities as far as like being involved with the youth and things of that nature. So I was like, okay, if you're gonna get a black man, you know what I'm saying, should definitely be Matt James. Yeah. Even though he's biracial.
Yeah, I was thinking that. I was like, well, then they get a black man and he's half black. Like
yeah. So
what?
We couldn't even get a whole brother. Yeah. You feel me? But it's okay. It was cool because he identifies as a black man. Yes. So I was all for that. And especially down here in the South, there's a lot of gray babies walking around here. And for those who missed that, that's black and white kids. No shade. We got a lot of mixed children in our family. But that's just a joke that I throw. Jay says, no matter who they get, they're going to sabotage the situation. Most definitely. But in retrospect, and this is me yesterday thinking about this, I understand that he was well spoken, and on paper, this brother really looked like he was going to do an amazing job with being the Bachelor, But I also got to thinking, why didn't they get a man who came from a 2-parent household?
Yeah, a man who, oh my gosh.
Who had the traditional family, like a lot of these other dudes have. They get the guy. But I didn't know that until the end.
Yeah, all right, so all he was doing was talking about it. So it was a big switch in his life. Like, I feel like the whole season, he was like gung-ho, like he knew.
He was what?
Gung-ho.
Gung-ho?
I said gung.
Gung? What is gung-ho?
Is that what it's called?
Gun-ho. Like, just like ready to shoot off the gun. Gun-ho.
I don't know regular lyrics, y'all, to Eddie, Eddie, is you okay, right? Okay, so but yeah, the whole time he was all for it, like all for going, on The Bachelor and finding a wife, and he knew he wanted to get married. He knew it was his time to settle down, and then all of a sudden, like, you get towards the end and he's like, oh, but my father this and my father did that and my father did this, and it was this big storyline about his dad, and we knew about this in the beginning, but he wasn't like questioning himself, he needed therapy.
To me, it seemed like the brother was like made up and determined in his mind that he was going to be better than his father, and that it was like that was going to be that. I had no idea that this was going to be an internal struggle that was going to bite him in the butt. But I digress. They were in Pennsylvania. The scenery was beautiful. I love the hotel. Where did they stay at? The
Namacolin?
The Namacolin. It was really, really nice. His dad is black. His dad is from either Ghana or Nigeria. One of those. But yeah, he's black. I felt like he was so focused on his parents' relationship that it hindered him.
Yes, it did.
I think that that was his driving force, and not
the whole time. He was focused. He was laser focused on finding a wife, and then he started thinking about that situation like later on when he had like 2 and 3 girls there, and when he met with his father. And I thought like once he met with his father, he was done with it. Like all right, well, that's something we'll work on over here, but he was good. And then his mother started, are you sure once she started saying, like, are you sure you want to do this? He was just like, oh, I don't want to be like my dad. Like, he went back to that.
Yeah. I didn't want to go there so quickly.
Sorry.
But you know, that wound up being a thing.
Yeah.
I kind of wanted to like talk about some of like our favorite contestants on the show.
Oh, let's talk about Michelle because I love her.
So hands down, I thought Michelle should have won.
Yeah.
Should have won. But in my mind, I knew that he was going to pick Rachel.
Mm-hmm.
Because
you said that
his mom is white. Mm-hmm. So I know that a lot of I want to say this like stereotypical and you know, forgive me if I'm putting people in boxes. But a lot of times men marry someone that's very, very close to their mom.
Yeah, women do the same thing with their dad.
Yeah, she wanted Michelle to win.
Aren't you excited that she's the Bachelor?
But yeah, so I kind of figured that he was. I figured that when Rachel hit that ground from the parachute when they went skydiving, I felt like that sealed the game.
Yeah,
that was the game winner. That was the Michael Jordan, you know what I'm saying, over Craig Elo fade away, you know, with 2 seconds. I thought that was it.
Yeah.
You know, once stupid Serena was out of the picture. Oh
yeah, we didn't like Serena. But
she didn't. But I noticed that they only told Rachel that he was in love with her. He never told Michelle that. Mm-hmm. Yeah, you know, and I could just see him favoring her. She was the one that got the ill shopping spree. She came back with some red bottoms, you know what I'm saying? Nobody else got that kind of treatment. Mm-hmm. Everybody else just got, you know, the standard Namakalin meal. They maybe got some fireworks or, you know, something extra. But Rachel was the only one that like really made like a come up on the show. Shorty got to the bag in the show, and rightfully so. You know, as I reflect over the season, Rachel was definitely, she was very, very humble. She was really, really sweet. She was never like assuming, you know, when she did go on that date and get all of those gifts and stuff, like she was like flustered red. So I thought that was kind of sweet.
That was.
But at the same time, when Michelle hit the scene, and they was on that hot air balloon, dog.
Yeah.
I was like, oh.
I felt the chemistry.
That was.
Yeah, I felt it.
It just felt so natural to me. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, like that's how you're supposed to be on a date. That's how you interact with somebody. That's how you do that. So like, who was my favorite to win? At the beginning, it was the ballerina from Brooklyn. Yeah. I forget her name.
But she went home.
But she went home the first night. So I was like, dang, he got rid of her quick. Didn't even talk to her. But then when Michelle came on, I was like, I was team, what's the short
Piper?
one? No. I was never
Bree?
team, yes.
Bree.
Team Bree.
I like Bree. I think that was his first date.
Yeah, I was team Bree. Cause she looked like chili. And, you know, I really thought that their stories, coming from a single parent household, mom being a prevalent figure in their lives, I thought that connection was kind of like unbreakable. So I was team Bree. I thought that she was the cutest one for him, and I just, you know, I thought they would make nice caramel babies. But I also saw why he wouldn't pick her. You know, so yeah, there's that. And then, but once Michelle got on that plane, I was like, she's going to be hard to beat. She's going to be hard to beat.
We thought it was her, like, until Shaun even said, like, once he saw him and Rachel together, how Rachel, like, once Rachel hit that ground.
It was a wrap.
Yeah, he was like, the way he responded to it, you know, the way Matt responded to it, like, oh, I don't want to be without you. He said that, didn't he? Say that?
Like he all breaking the rules and saying stuff he ain't supposed to be saying. You know, like he was just all in, and I just, you know, I could just tell that he saw a lot of his mom in her. You know, so there's that. Who else were some standout contestants for you? So, of course, Michelle. Of course, you know, the last two, Rachel. Who else stood out to you?
The model girl. With the short hair.
Yeah. What was her name?
Y'all know her name?
Begin with a C. Cassidy, not Cassidy.
Just on her page.
It was Chelsea.
Chelsea.
Long-legged Chelsea.
Chelsea.
I was rooting. Chelsea. Prior to watching the season, when they first announced that the dude was gonna be black, it was my prayer that we would see some authentic black women on the show. Mm-hmm. So, you know, black women of all shapes and sizes, of all, you know, colors and all of that. And I feel like Chelsea really
she did it.
Yeah, mm-hmm. She, you know, I guess she filled the quota, so to speak, you know, because she was kind of like that nerdy, mm-hmm. you know, chocolate black girl,
but and confident and just doing it, beautiful, confident. I loved it. I
loved her style. Mm-hmm. So Chelsea stood out. Who else?
Who's your girl?
Kit. Kit, I liked Kit.
He liked Kit.
Because something, you know, you can always tell when something's different about someone, you know, and she just...
He liked her before she knew that her mom was famous, so...
Yeah, you know, she just had swag, you know, and she was just really unapologetically herself. Mm-hmm. And just went in and didn't care what anybody said. She just did her own thing, and it's just, I guess, the way she carried herself, and it makes sense, you know, when you come from money like that. Most of the times you're going to carry yourself in a way that's just kind of regal, mm-hmm. you know what I mean? And she always had that swag about her.
Yeah.
Who else? Victoria.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my Jesus.
She didn't stand out in a good way.
No,
we're not talking about a good way. She was a hot mess.
A trash contestant.
We were praying she would go home every week.
But I knew why she stayed so long is because they wanted that dramatic element.
Ratings, maybe.
Of course, you know, controversy sells.
Yeah,
you know,
she looked a hot
She was
mess.
Out of control, bro. Mm-hmm. When she was already just OD with how she was talking to people on the first day.
Yeah.
But then when she took that girl crown off her head,
I was like, no, she did. I wanted to fight it out.
Lord, Jesus, yo, when she took her, I was like, let me find out she a thug, she a white thug. I was just so, it was crazy, man. I didn't believe some of the things that I saw coming from her, and you know, just when you thought that she couldn't stoop any lower or get any more ratchet, she turned it up 10 notches. Yeah. So, man, it was crazy to see her as a contestant and just be so visceral and be so just controversial. Mm-hmm. But, you know, she didn't change on the show. No. She definitely gets gangster credit for me, but the lying and the just
it was everything. Her and that other chick with the long blonde
MJ?
Hair. MJ.
Yeah. She was also too much. Who else?
I like Jasenia though. I like her mouth.
Jasenia was definitely Boricua, baby.
You ain't gonna be talking about me like that. What you gonna say to me?
What you say, MG? You know what I'm saying? You know, I was all for, you know, she was cool. I didn't think she stood a chance, but, you know, she definitely filled out. Amy, that's her name?
I don't know.
The new girl that's about to be the first Bachelorette.
Oh,
Katie?
Katie, I think.
Katie
that's her name.
or Mary.
No, it's not Mary. I think it's Katie.
Katie. I like Katie.
I'm looking.
We called her, her nickname was Dixie for a while because, you know, she came with the dildo and everything like that.
Oh, yeah.
But, it was a vibrator, I guess.
I feel like she was a sweet girl. She was just...
Yeah.
She just wouldn't take no mess, and she didn't want anybody else to go through any mess either. So.
Yeah, I like people like that because she definitely didn't allow the bullying to take place. Mm-hmm. She didn't allow people to overtalk her or you know spew negativity or lie. You know what I mean? She was always well thought when she spoke, and you know she was able to just have verbal warfare with these girls and wasn't, you know, was unrelenting. So I like that about her. I didn't think that she was really going to be Matt's type because, you know, I think he kind of friend zoned her. Mm-hmm. He was, you know, she was cute, but I don't think she wasn't rocking with any of the other ones. as far as that attraction level and like how they vibed.
Yeah.
And then lastly, who else? I was not a fan of Piper.
You didn't like Piper?
I was not a fan of Piper. I thought Piper was too gully. And
she was gangster. She was like, wait, she did what? Like,
yeah. I think she was just, you know, she was a little aggressive. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And she definitely had those walls up, and which allowed her, well, you know, she had to like fight through in order to be
vulnerable.
Yeah, thank you. But I didn't see that working out either. And I really don't see what he saw in Serena P.
Yeah.
It would
have probably been Serena P who won if she didn't go home.
And I'm so glad. Well, no, he wasn't gonna pick nobody.
Yeah. Facts. He still didn't pick anybody. Well, he did pick Rachel, but they're not together. So.
Oh God! All right. So now that we've gotten through our favorite contestants, you got a lot of stuff written down there.
Well, I went through most of this already. Like,
okay.
You know, I've been watching Bachelor since, you know, whatever. Why I love watching it.
Why do you love watching this mess?
I love. So all things love. I think that the process does work. There were a lot of really great seasons that were very successful. You know, married, kids, happy. Shaun Lowe's season, for example. Trista's season, Bachelorette. Rachel Lindsay, the first Black African American Bachelorette. You know, those seasons were all successful. And there were many more seasons, but those were my favorite seasons. But yeah, that's really all I have here.
Yeah, I'm just not a fan of the whole premise of it. You know what I mean? Like it's.
And it depends on how you go through it. Like you always talk about, you know, well, people be, you know, you kiss everybody and da-da-da-da-da. And yeah, that's true. They do. There has never been a Bachelor season that I haven't seen everybody kissing everybody. That's so true. But like Shaun Lowe's season, he was the first born again virgin on the season. So like the fantasy suites wasn't even like a thing.
Yeah.
You know. So
that's cool. I just have it because it's so right, like, and I get it. People cheat and people date other people. But we ain't about to be talking, me and you, and you know what I'm saying, like we go out on Wednesday and then you go to Fridays the next day and I'm at the same Fridays and you with some next dude, or like you
wouldn't be at the same Fridays unless this was a group date.
You dating the same, you know, you dating a guy that lives in my house, or that could potentially be like my roommate. That's weird, you know what I mean? And like you having the same conversations with me as you are with him, and like just like that whole like in your face, like I just don't get it, you know. And I just think that just intensifies, and I see why they do it, because it intensifies like the heartbreak. So because like now, yeah, I'm in love with two women right now and they both know about it, and I just kissed this same girl yesterday and she's going to tell that next girl about it.
Well, most of the thing is like when they get to that point, most of them already really know who they're going to choose. Like one of the things I have on this paper is like, at what point did Matt know it was going to be Rachel, and why didn't he send Michelle home then? Because if he would have sent her home, maybe, I mean, her heart would have still been broken because she was like head over heels for him. Yeah. But it would have lessened it a little bit. Like, don't drag me along. You knew you were going to send me home. You telling her you love her. You know, like, you knew it.
What was the girl, the Bachelor before Tavia? The Bachelorette before Tavia? What's her name?
I don't remember.
Well, whatever her name was, I really liked what she did. Even though I think that she was kind of like just.
Yeah, I know who you're talking about.
Yeah,
real recently.
Yeah, the one that was just like before.
She liked Dale. And she was like, "Oh, I'm."
Yeah, she's just like, I'm done. I met my guy. You know what I mean? Like we have this connection.
Claire Crawley.
Shout outs to Claire. You played the game the right way. You know what I mean? She didn't allow people to like talk crazy to her. She stood up for herself, even though, you know, she was however old she was, and I loved how she handled herself. I loved her her journey and how it ended. Like I like you more than everybody else. We're not gonna play this crazy game.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna send everybody else home. I got my guy. We out.
Yeah, and I love that. Like, so at what point, like I said, do you know and you pick your person? Why are you going through all this other things and hurting all these other people, and you know what I mean, and those things, like
just dragging it out. Like he just knew
because you can pick your person,
right?
Like you can do whatever you want.
I don't know. But I think that his issues with his family and his upbringing really like left this dude to be really emotionally unavailable and kind of just like out of whack.
He needs to be in therapy.
He didn't know where he was coming, where he was going.
Yeah.
He was like a people pleaser to a degree, and rightfully so, because he had his mom basically to look after. You know what I'm saying? And he saw what his father's actions did to his mom. And he was trying his best not to do that, but at the same time, bro, like you gotta grow up sometime, Matt. Like, and my thing is like he definitely needed therapy.
Yeah.
This dude was so emotionally conflicted. It was just bothersome.
Yeah.
Like he's crying because he doesn't want to break hearts, but I'm like, but you knew that was going to happen anyway.
I mean, that happens on a lot of the seasons because it is, people are trying to fish through their feelings and who they do love more. That happens on like most seasons. But my whole thing is like make up your mind and don't dwell on the past. Like he said, I don't want to be like my dad. I want to do this, this, that, and the other. I'm here to find a wife, blah, blah, blah. Do that.
Yeah. And I don't know, man, because his mom it still seemed like she was hurt from what was going on in her past. She too wasn't in the right position to like counsel Matt.
Yeah, why are you giving him
like your
advice?
mom is not married?
Yeah,
and
not the right
so how single people, you cannot tell married people how to be. You know what I'm saying? And that's no shot against people who's single. If you're gonna be single, cool. But like, like a giraffe can't tell a lion how to be a lion. They can only tell from their perspective. Yeah. And I just thought that was the worst thing, because he was so heavily invested in his mother's relationship or his relationship with his mother. Like her words had so much weight. Yeah. And like it really like scared him.
That's what his whole demeanor changed. When she said that, his whole demeanor changed. He was like happy and gung ho, like sorry. Gun. He was so happy about it. Like he really was. He was excited about marrying one of them.
Yeah, and then she just took all the air out of his sails, completely deflated him, and there was no coming back from that. And he just looked constipated the rest of the episode, and I was just like, just dumb faced. I don't know. But I was just so disappointed in that last episode because, he was my man, and I really respected him for the conversation that he had with his father. And that kind of like resonated with me a lot because I'm a strong advocate for being a father and being present with your children and knowing the effects that we as men have on our children, and his dad definitely dropped the ball, and his dad definitely needed to be held accountable. And I thought that he did it in such a respectful way to his pops. He's like, yo, I'm not trying to come at you. I'm not trying to, belittle you or any of those things. I just want to let you know how I feel so that I can move on. And I thought that was like good.
It was a beautiful moment.
It was so beautiful, and I respected him so much for it.
But we thought that he would move on.
Yeah, I thought that you were gonna move on, Matt. I thought that I thought we were good, to move on with your life, not living your life, one foot in your life and then one foot in the past with your parents and your mom and your dad. I just thought that was like out of control. But like the whole, I'm gonna go on a whole date with Michelle, get all comfy cozy. We gonna hop off a roof together and. Huh?
What, when he broke up with her?
Yeah,
that was bad.
That was so grimy.
That was bad.
Because he knew it was it was Rachel.
That's what I'm saying. When you know, then you don't have to do all the things. Like, you can send her home, and then you can still go on the date with Rachel, and you still, everything doesn't have to end. You can still, complete your time. I don't know if he just wanted to chill, but
yeah, it was because if you're not there yet. And you're already there with Rachel.
Yeah.
One date is not going to sway you another way.
Or one day.
Right.
It was only
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, I just thought that was really tasteless. I thought that was absolute trash. I still respect him as a person, but like that decision was definitely a bonehead one. And I didn't appreciate that at all. Because Michelle deserved better. Because she poured out her heart. I thought that she was going to win. She had the best family, hands down. The connection, even with the family, was the best. There was no abrasion. Everything was like smooth with the family. I could see him like really easing in there and just like being the man. You know what I'm saying? And really like them all gelling together as a family. Not so much with Rachel's because her dad had so many like apprehensions and just like second guesses and stuff like that. I didn't think it would have been a smooth transition. So I definitely thought he should have went with Michelle. But I guess overall, as far as Rachel's season is concerned, her as a contestant, I can see why he did that, and I'm not necessarily mad at that. Fast forward now.
Okay.
We get to the whole racism thing. And her going to this antebellum party and these pictures resurfacing on the internet and, everybody coming for her head. Chris Harrison being a total jerk and disrespectful to Rachel. What's her last name?
Lindsay. Rachel
Lindsay. And doubling down on his white privilege and just being a total jerk. Like that kind of threw me. You know what I mean? And I saw some articles, but I didn't want to read them necessarily. But as I was watching the rest of the show, I'm about to ramble. Previews before the last episode comes on, I see Matt and Michelle on the couch together. And I'm like, I know that they're not about to put the winner. They're not about to just flash the winner before us.
Yeah, no.
Something had to happen. So right then and there, I knew that that Rachel was going to win. So as the things start burning, and I start seeing advertisements for the after show about the After the Rose or whatever, I'm like, let me see what's about. And so I started looking at all of the interviews and stuff like that, and I was like really, really bothered by it and bothered by the tone of Chris Harrison. I was bothered by the lack of response from the Bachelor. And I just didn't like how the whole situation played out. However,
I didn't see the articles. I just know what you told me.
Yeah, I saw the interview on YouTube. And what I didn't like was, of course, she was all the way wrong for what she did.
Who, Rachel?
Rachel. Yeah. She, that was just total ignorance on her part, and I get that. A lot of white people have the privilege of not being able to, of not having to know Black history.
They don't know, and if she was young, it was like 2 years ago or something like that. I mean, she's young now.
2018.
Oh, yeah. Oh, so that was a bunch of years ago. 4, 3, what years?
3 years.
Oh, okay. I thought it was 2020 just now in the kitchen, remember? So
So that would have made it 2 years ago. Then.
Yeah. Shut up.
I'm just saying. But yeah, so like that was just totally crazy that she did that, and boom, I get it. But my Bible tells me, and I thought that Matt was a man of faith, and I believe him. He was a man of faith. my Bible tells me that love covers a multitude of faults, right? And even though she was like totally ignorant in that time and totally wrong, I think that she, from that, should have still gotten a little more grace. Because is she a racist? No. If she's with you, black man, then she can't possibly be a bona fide racist unless she's just, you know, got some God complex and, you know, wants to, I don't know, sabotage him or something. I don't know. That's just random.
She didn't.
But she wasn't. You know, she really genuinely loved this man. And the way that he just seemed really like so cold to her. Even when old boy was like, you know, if you guys want to have your last embrace.
Yeah.
He ain't budge.
He was just like, and I wonder if that was, you know, for the culture. You know, I wonder if it was.
For what culture, though?
I don't know. Like, I wonder if it was due to the stress of being the first black bachelor. Like, you know, like, oh, I'm taking a stand. I can't be with you. I'm taking a stand. I don't know. I'm just saying, like, do you think it's due to the stress? I mean...
But if it was for the culture, he would have went with Michelle. You know what I'm saying? Just keeping it with totally 100 with you. You know what I'm saying? If it was for the culture, he would have went with old Michelle. You feel me? But he didn't. And I just thought that was really cold. And I was hoping, you know, even though I wanted Michelle to win, and after finding out what he did to her after he broke up with her, I was like, man, you bugging.
Like, won't give her a conversation.
He couldn't give her 2 minutes.
Everybody deserves a conversation.
I just thought that was hella whack. I thought that was just like low brow.
If I knew how you felt, you know how I felt. You knew I was all in. You knew how I felt.
She got you. She made jerseys, bruh.
Yeah.
She made basketball jerseys for y'all to be on the team. You know what I'm saying? And then you. I was brokenhearted. I was like, dang. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. She was all in, and you know he couldn't give her that. That was so terrible on him, and I think that was like one of the lowest, one of the dimmest lights I've seen him in. And of course, I'm not going to judge or condemn him, but
I'm condemning him. Do you think he should have broke up with Rachel over that? Do you think he should have broke up with her?
No. Like, if you know, if like this is your person, you know what I'm saying? If you love this girl, then he's clear. He further proved the point that he was clearly not ready for marriage. Yeah. He's clearly not ready for better or for worse, because he essentially, you know, abandoned this woman, you know what I'm saying? And told us, like, you just got to do this work on your own. And he kept saying that, like, these vague, you got to do this work on your own. You got to do this work. You got to do this work on your own. Yeah, and I'm like, what? What are you talking about?
To somebody on social media who's hitting him up for, you know, tips on how to be an advocate. You know, like, no, this is your woman. This is who you say you love. Like, you need to teach her. You need to show her.
Well, I mean, I don't know if necessarily he needed to teach her per se, but if I love you, like I say I do, if I can see you being my wife, if I can say those things to you, and I'm also a man of faith and believe that God can do anything, then, you know, even though this is something stupid that you did, like, I'm going to be there with you. Yeah. You know what I mean? To help you along the way. Like, I don't necessarily need to teach you.
Yeah, because I would want to learn myself, but like if I had questions or something.
Of course, be there. But then that's
help. That's what I mean.
Yeah. So all right, that's cool. But like he was like, I didn't know that you didn't know what my life was as a black man, and I'm like, what? What? You didn't think that the white woman wouldn't understand your plight as a black man? Really? 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 You know, like even your own mother who had children by a black man, she doesn't fully understand it. You know, black women, as much as they can empathize with us and be in the struggle with us because we both share the same skin color, but black women don't even know what it is to be a black man. You know what I'm saying? So how could you be that naive, or how could you be so assuming and presumptuous to know that this white woman knew what it would be like to be a black man. I just thought that was, I'm like, bro, you're smarter than that. Yeah. You gotta be smart. You know, you gotta be smarter than that. You know what I'm saying? I understand you from North Carolina, but you live in New York now, bro. Like, you know what's popping. Yeah. I thought that was crazy. And I really wish that it ended on a better note. I wish that he could have found it in his heart to forgive Rachel. Yeah. And, you know, mend things. Because, you know, like we've talked about in our marriage questions answered, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's the dark times, it's the grimy and the dirty times that makes us stronger. That proves a marriage. You know what I'm saying? Like, all of that, the fantasy life that you experienced on The Bachelorette, on The Bachelor, like, that's one thing. You know, that's the honeymoon stage. That's the beautiful thing about marriage. You know what I'm saying? You get to share those experiences with that person, and you know, you will always cherish that. But for me to prove, or me to fully understand how much you love me, we're gonna have to go through some crap. Yeah. You know, so I think that was a perfectly missed opportunity. A perfectly good opportunity that they missed to grow. Yeah, and that was just really terrible. What did you think about? I don't remember his name.
His name was Emmanuel.
Yeah, what'd you think about him?
I liked him. Yeah, he was cool. He was black. It's like
he was black. That boy black.
I was like, ooh, the host is black.
Black. You know what I'm saying? Chocolate brother, you feel me? My chocolate brother, you know what I'm saying? We gotta put a little extra, you know what I'm saying, lotion on our elbows, you know what I'm saying? But he was spot on.
He was.
I thought that he was kind of like, perfectly awkward in asking those questions. And he's like, he was really like pulling stuff out. He's like, Matt, I could tell something's on your heart. Yeah, Matt. Like, what are you still thinking right now? Yeah. You're like, and I know that you still love her. What do you want to say to her right now? And I loved his choice of words. I loved his questions. I loved Emmanuel. What's his last name? Whatever his last name is. Yeah. But he held it down. And if they're going to be moving forward with him.
Acho?
Yeah, Acho. Emmanuel Acho. And, or it might be Acho. I'm not sure. But, do you think he was going to replace Chris Harrison?
Oh, that'll be, if they chose anyone to replace Chris Harrison, it could be Emmanuel.
You would be cool with that? How do you feel about, what are your thoughts on Chris Harrison now?
I don't know, because I've known Chris Harrison for the last 20 years, so I don't know. I didn't see the interview yet, so I don't know exactly what was said and how he said it to Rachel. I'm not defending him or anything, but yeah, I don't know my feelings towards it. He will be missed if he's gone. But
I guess
if it's Emmanuel,
it'd be Emmanuel.
Be good. Or even if it's Rachel, I've been hearing that maybe Rachel will come and host. So
there's also, she's like kind of like done with Bachelor Nation.
She is.
Yeah, because you know she's also experienced racism.
Oh yeah,
on the show.
She's experienced. She showed up in the Women Tell All, and like after the final rose, you know, saying what her, you know, what the racist issues were, and like she showed up, and Chris has, you know, invited her to speak, you know, in front of others about like all the race stuff as well. So yeah, she might be done. Yeah, and especially after dealing with Chris.
Yeah, and that's unfortunate. You know, I don't know what's next. I'm probably not going to ever watch The Bachelor again. It would have to be. I mean, I'm so conflicted in watching it because, like, I don't condone it, the behavior that happens on it. I would rather not see anything like that. I would rather see something like, you know, maybe he goes on, or they go on like 5 separate dates, you know, and they you know, outside of everyone being in the same spot. I guess I just have it, you know, like maybe they do like speed dating, and then they're like, you know,
like that
I
show
like
we
this.
watched with
Not
blind
blinded,
okay.
but you know, like that's kind of weird. But the conversations, you know, I love that. You know, Love is Blind, but maybe just like normal dating. You know what I'm saying? Like you have dinner, you know, you go out, and then like out of these 5 women, I really like this one. And let's go through the whole gambit of The Bachelor together. Let's do 6 weeks, you know, at this place, and you could do like all the stuff they do on The Bachelor. You know, go on an extravagant vacation, go, you know, bungee jumping off a cliff together, go to Fiji and stuff like that, and see if like real love between 2 people can happen. Not like make people fight one another and do all sorts of weird stuff to get time from you.
Like in the,
you know what I mean? Like you have 10 people on a group date and they all gotta, you know, bob for apples in
win a game of
chocolate,
dodgeball.
you know, and all this other. You gotta box one another and all this other stuff like that. I just thought that was really wild. I know it makes for good TV, but it kind of like just cheapens love for me.
Yeah.
So yeah, you know, I guess being on the other side of dating and being married for so long, and knowing what I want, knowing that like all I want is you, and all I want to do is spend life with you. You know, like I guess my perception is way different than prior to meeting you and prior to us getting married. And also, like, would you want our daughter going on The Bachelorette? Would you want our son going on The Bachelor or being a contestant on The Bachelorette? Like, heck no.
Probably not. But you know,
probably not. There's
none of these parents want their kids to go on The Bachelor.
No.
They're all like,
no, I mean,
why are you gonna?
No, I don't want them to do it. If they made the choice to do it, then you know it is what it is. Yeah. But I don't want them to go.
It, yeah.
You said probably.
No, I did not say probably.
You said probably
I did say
not.
probably, but I mean like because most of the parents don't want their kids to go.
I'm not talking about most of the parents. I'm talking about Ariana. I'm talking about Raylan, Shaun, Raleigh, Xavier, Jaden.
They're not going on The Bachelor.
Yeah, I would hate for them to have to go through that. You know, just because when you don't get chosen, it's so stupid. Like, you go on a date with 10 people, and then, you know, some people got a rose before you got a rose. And then we all got to come back to the house and talk about who got a rose and who didn't get a rose, and how we all want this guy. We all want this woman. And then we got to stand in the line and get picked like we playing kickball or football or something. And then you got to watch all these people get picked.
Okay.
And then, can I walk you out? No, you can't walk me out. Leave me alone. Don't touch my hand.
That's what he always says every time.
I hate it. I hate it.
No,
I hate it.
You cannot walk
Don't
me
walk
out.
me out. I'm good. I know how to find the car. We have producers here who can show me where the car is.
Me out.
I know how to open and close the door. I'm good. You didn't want me here, so why you want to walk me out? You want to just, you know, drive home the wedge? No, you cannot walk me out. So, that's it. I give on a scale of 1 to 10, what do you give this season?
Oh, it's like a 2. What's the highest?
On a scale of 1 to 10.
Y'all, I'm tired today. I said 2.
Jesus. Be an abacus. Be a number line, Lord. On a scale of 1 to 10, I give this season, I mean, because I don't watch it, I hated the ending. I'm going to give it a 5. Just because Matt did have a lot of bright moments. I like the way he handled, like, the extra girl who just came random, who drove the freaking minivan to see her. I like the way he handled that. I liked how he carried himself. I like what he stood for, but
up until the end,
they set him up, man.
Yeah.
Like, this man was so emotionally broken and just incomplete because of what he saw growing up, and he just could not relinquish that to just be okay with love. When his mother said, like, is love enough? Yes, it is.
He was like,
is
maybe it's not. Maybe love's not enough.
I mean, of course, you want things to work, and you want, you want people to meet you halfway and all those things like that. And you have other needs that aren't, I guess, love related. But if you love someone, then your actions are going to be dictated by that. You know what I'm saying? And I think he just really played himself by being so afraid and so dependent on what his mom said. Because at the end of the day, it's just you and that person.
Yep.
You know, a man shall leave his family, leave his mother and father, and cleave to his wife. So that's it. Thank you, everybody, for coming in today.
Yes.
If you like this video, please hit that like button and hit that subscription and turn on your notifications. Leave us a comment below. We'd love to hear your thoughts on what we said. I know we went pretty long, but it was a good conversation.
Yes.
I liked it. If you want to see more videos like this, let us know. Come on now, we're the P-Pod. It's the Purefoys. And yeah, we'll catch you in the next one.
All right.
Last one. Wait, it does cheapen love. It takes the intimacy out of it. Your focus is altered. Yes. So we got a bunch of agreements on that one.
Yeah.
But we out.
Yep.
We will see y'all in the next one. But until then, live, let love.
Peace.